Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Soap Thing Project, and thank you for joining me today. It's time for another sample shave. Now you're going to be seeing a lot more samples and a lot less full-size sets here on the project, simply because I have basically run out of summer or warm weather scents to feature on the project. As far as winter and cold weather scents, I do have a few, but even then, you're going to be seeing a lot more samples and a lot less of the full-size stuff. And I'm not trying to buy a bunch more sets and have them shipped all the way over here, because anything I ship all the way over here to Turkey, I eventually have to ship all the way back to the United States, and that's more trouble than what it's worth. Alright, with all that in mind, it's time to do a sample from Murphy & McNeil that is probably one of my personal favorite summertime scents. I'm normally not a summer scent kind of guy. I tend to prefer my woody scents, my leather scents, and things like that. But this one is a pretty damn good scent. It's from Murphy & McNeil. It's South Florida Wet Shavers, South Beach. The sample is in their Aeon base. I do have a full-size set back in the States that's in their Kodiak base. But for the Aeon base, what's in it for high quality ingredients? We got beef tallow, duck fat, kokum butter, shea butter, glycerin, coconut milk, lanolin, and tussa silk. And this is $3.99 for a sample over at Murphy & McNeil. And you get free shipping too, so consider that. For the scent notes, it has coconut, banana, and woody notes. That's the description that they give you on the Murphy & McNeil website. And we'll talk about the scent more during the shave, but in a nutshell, it's kind of a woody banana sunscreen sort of thing, in my personal opinion. That's the shaving soap that we're going to use today, and we're going to chase it with the Clubman Musk. That's the standby aftershave at the moment for any and all sample videos that we do. The razor is going to be a vintage Gillette. I finally got one here in the den at Incirlik Air Base. And this is a 1956 B2, yeah, second quarter 1956 flare tip super speed. Nickel plated brass is what these are, and these are a twist to open razor for those who do not know. So you just twist the bottom and it comes open just like that. And you insert the blade right in there. And I love the super speed. This is one of the first type of razors I used. I started on Gillette Techs and then went to super speeds, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So that's the razor. Let's shake up the blade bag. Maxpedition blade bag. Let's see what we got for a blade. Every sample video we pick a random ass blade and put it in the razor. So I'm at the mercy of chance today. What do we have here? We have a Super Iridium. Now, I can't tell if these are the Wizamet Super Iridium or if this is an old Pul Silver, because I do have a handful of Pul Silver blades in the Maxpedition blade bag, and I don't remember exactly what the blade looks like, so either way, it should be a pretty damn good blade. Super Iridiums from Wizamet and or Pul Silver are definitely good to go. And finally, the brush. It's going to be a new brush to the Shave Den. It's from HL Thader, and this is a 4125 size 0, which makes it a 22 millimeter Silvertip Badger 2-band. And I did do an unboxing video, but it was kind of anticlimactic. It just came in a box that looked like this, and it was wrapped in tissue paper. Made in Germany since 1913. And right here it says 4125 size 0 2-band fan. Yeah. Alright, let's get all this together and let's do a shave. Alright, 2 days of growth today on this handsome face. So normally I would just take the soap and spread it around into the bottom of the Hendrix Classics & Company stainless steel bowl and then just whip up a lather that way. But today I think I'm actually going to palm lather this. So if you are somebody who is relatively new to wet shaving and you're kind of struggling a little bit making a lather and you know you don't want to tub lather, which I highly recommend you don't do in the first place, this is probably the most foolproof way to make a lather. It's even easier than doing a bowl lather, or a face lather for that matter. So I'm going to take the soap, I'm going to open it up. Open it up. Oh, I love that smell. I miss this. Okay, so here's what I am going to do. I'm going to take a cosmetic spoon, and I'm going to dig some of this out of there. There we go. That should work just fine. Here we have it right here. A little bit dropped out. Let's take that, and you want to make sure both of your hands are bone dry when you do this, because you're just gonna take it and work it into the palm of your hand like so. See that? And this soap looks exactly like crap, but it smells a lot better than that, let me tell you. Wow, I love that scent. Okay, so it's going to look something like this up against the palm of your hand. I'm going to rinse my free hand off, and then I'm going to take the Thader 4125 out of my brush cup and just squeeze the excess water. I'm not trying to like really squeeze all the water out of it. I just want most of it out. And I'm going to try to do this in front of the camera, but I'm just going to start getting this stuff going here. Then turn the sink on and let the water dribble. Oop, not that high, I don't. And just start working this in. That actually might be enough water right there. And you can see it build like right before your eyes. And I don't know why, but I get the richest and highest quality lather when I do this. It really is something else. So like I said, if you're new to this, this is probably the easiest way you could possibly do it. Scent strength on this, 4 out of 5 on the sniffometer. And I'm going to actually add just a touch more water. I want to see what I can get away with. But as you can see, I didn't even put that much on there. Like, that was a ½ ounce sample. That $3.99 sample. And I think I used probably 1/8 of it, maybe less. But look at that. Look how much lather I got out of that. I don't know if you can see that. That's craziness. It just goes to show you that you don't need a ton of soap, and you don't really need a massive brush either. I mean, that's a ton of lather. So I'm going to get the excess off my hand, then just wash my hands. Wet the face while I'm at it. And the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ice Tube for the pre-shave. Just work that in. Getting towards the end of the summer, I was actually going to wait and feature this soap next spring. But I decided I couldn't wait any longer. I love the scent way too much. Okay, now let's put it on. Here we go. This is actually probably, ironically, the most fuel efficient way to make a lather, because you don't end up using that much soap. And you don't end up with enough soap for like 15 passes. This brush is already broken in, so my normal break-in process is I will soak the brush in water for some crazy long amount of time, like 8 hours. And that's it. And then I just use it. The first probably 2 or 3 shaves, it makes my lather stink, but whatever. It's not worth doing like a bunch of nonsensical lathers that you're not going to use just to break it in. I just soak it for a really long time, let all the gunk get out of it and go into the water and in the brush cup, and then use it. Okay. Gillette Super Speed 1956 with a super iridium in it of some variety or another. Let's do a shave. Here we go. Wow. Freaking butter. 2 days growth. Wow. Okay, real quick before I forget, I did go off base for the first time today. I went to Tarsus in the Mersin province of Turkey. It was a guided tour. And for those who want to stick around after the video, I will throw in some footage of that. Maybe a voiceover while I'm at it. So, at most American Air Force bases abroad, like in Europe and Asia, you can pretty much just wander off base willy-nilly and do whatever the hell you want as long as you're not breaking the law. Here at Incirlik, you necessarily can't. There's, if you want to go off base for pretty much any reason, you have to give advance notice, and then there's a bunch of paperwork involved. It's kind of a mess, to be honest, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Because when I was here 5 years ago, you were like hardcore locked down. Welcome to Incirlik. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. So here, well, here and now, they kind of assume that the safety situation is better than it was, but still not ideal. So they want you to at least go in groups of 2 to keep track of each other. Now the scent on this, coconut, banana, and woody notes, it is almost too well blended. It really is kind of a uniform scent. It comes together smelling a lot like banana sunscreen. I sent a sample of this stuff to Aaron over at DoubleAshaves. I will put him up here and down there, so check him out if you've got some extra time on your hands and you want to see another great wet shaving content creator. He's definitely one of them. But I sent a sample to him, and he says it smells an awful lot like Sterling boat drinks. And while I have Sterling boat drinks in my collection, I haven't smelled it recently enough to be able to agree or disagree. And that's in my collection back in the States. So I don't have it over here just to open it up and smell it. This is kind of a mild shave. Feels good though. It's buttery smooth. No nicks so far that I can see. Aeon base is one of the all-time best performing bases as far as primary and residual slickness. It definitely leaves me not wanting anything else. Absolutely good to go. Okay. Let's have a rinse. That blade was really smooth, but not particularly sharp. That's fine with me. I mean, it'll definitely work. Ideally, I would prefer a little bit more of a sharp blade in a razor this mild, but as you can see, there's definitely nothing to complain about. No nicks, no irritation, no nothing. Let's prove it with the Shave Nation alum block. Let's do that. And no feedback whatsoever, so it was definitely a damn good shave. Let's do the aftershave. All right, we're gonna do an aftershave detonation with the Clubman Musk. Let's do it. You ready? Fire in the hole. Ooh, that snap, holy crap. Not really any feedback from the aftershave either, apart from just feeling great and toning on the face. There's not an extreme amount of stinging feedback. If you had a bad shave and then you use Clubman Musk, it would absolutely let you know. There would be some serious stinging feedback, that's for sure. Okay, my final thoughts on, I don't even need to ask this question. Just let's make it simple. Very rarely do I ever overtly suggest that my viewers should go buy something. You need to pick this up, okay? At least in a sample form, just give it a try. I'm telling you, hey, if I'm wrong, then you can be the first to come over into the comment section and bitch about it. But I am telling you, this stuff smells amazing, and the soap base is no joke. All right, for those of you who stuck around this long, we're going to talk about exactly what I saw when I went to the city of Tarsus earlier today. This is not in any particular order, but one of the things I went to see was Cleopatra's Gate, which was built around 235 AD. And apparently Cleopatra entered Tarsus through this gate to meet Mark Antony. Now today there's really not much left of the place. The gate is kind of just sitting in the middle of the road with traffic passing by it on both sides. It was still amazing to see though. I mean, this gate has been sitting there for 1,800 years. That's incredible. Now apparently Tarsus is the birthplace of St. Paul the Apostle, and what you see here covered under the glass is supposedly the house that St. Paul lived in. Just a few feet away I saw St. Paul's Well, which dates back to around 45 AD, so it's even older than Cleopatra's Gate. Now this well is actually said to contain holy water. I did wash my face and my hands with this holy water, but so far I'm still pretty unholy, so I'll have to circle back in a while and let you know if there's any changes with that. The final thing I saw, which was probably the most impressive, was St. Paul's Church, which was built around 1102 AD and then rebuilt around 1862. This is nowhere near the largest cathedral or church I've ever seen, but it was still very exciting to see, and it looks like it's held up pretty well over the years. And that's it. That's the shave for today. I want to thank everybody for watching, and until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it. Thanks for watching.